This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services.
Let's go back. Your birthday is May 21st, May
23rd.
23rd. And so to celebrate it, you decided to do a 50-mile run.
Yeah. 47 miles for my 47th, plus one of my best friends turns 50 later this year. So I said, what the heck? If I'm running 47 miles, I'll run 3 more, make it 50.
What's another 3?
And so we did that on the W&OD Trail that goes through Leesburg. And we did it successfully, thank God. And, a few days prior to the run, it was like 97 and 99 degrees out. I'm like, oh, my goodness, this is going to be brutal if we have to run in this weather. And the weather dropped over 30 degrees on May 21st.
It's a little. Have you heard of the expression? 60. Have you heard of the God winks? You gotta. Yeah. Have you ever heard that? You got a God wink.
That was a God wink because we were definitely praying for good weather, and it was cloudy and a little rainy. But hey, 60 to 63, cloudy and rainy, better than 99 and hot.
Yes, sir.
So we got all 50 miles in a little less than 12 hours. And the really cool thing is that we were able to raise over, me personally, along with about 40 different people who contributed, over $20,000 for the Kyle Pease Foundation, which is a foundation that raises money for disabled athletes.
Yep.
And so, as an example, a wheelchair, one of these heavy-duty wheelchairs that the disabled athletes use in marathons and things like that, costs over $10,000 for like a real nice one.
Yeah.
And so we were able to raise enough money to actually purchase 2 of those for athletes that are disabled and not as fortunate as those of us who can actually do things like walk and talk and the things that we take for granted. So that was the really cool part, is that we were able to raise money for people who really need the help. So those athletes that do have disabilities can actually participate in things like marathons. Yeah. So that's what the Kyle Pease Foundation is all about.
Yeah. It's a very cool thing that you did for yourself and for the benefit of other people. And you had friends along the way. I know you had family and friends that were running. Did anybody else, you had a bunch of people supporting you through this 50-mile run. Did anybody else actually do the full 50 like you did?
Yes. A couple other people did.
Yeah.
We had one guy do 40 miles, and we had several do 30 to 35 miles.
Yeah.
So still pretty successful day and a lot of mileage in. I mean, those are all ultra marathons.
Amazing.
So, successful day.
It was awesome. And my hat's off to you, sir, because you and I have very different ideas of fun, Abe. We just...
Well, you know what one of the most fun things and what was our real reward was going to a really, really nice steakhouse in the area.
Perfect.
That evening and having some of the best steaks in the area, I think, and some really, really good red wine with the steaks. And that was our reward for the day.
Earned and deserved. Well, that's awesome. That's so great. I'm so glad that you guys had a great day and a great run. I'm glad that you were able to finish. That's huge because I know some people that came with you weren't able to get the full 50 in because of injuries and that kind of thing. So
correct.
I was really glad that you were able to hear all that. So kudos to you, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're going to do for the birthday next year, but stay tuned, everybody, because Abe's got ideas.
What's in store?
All right, let's talk about what you're doing day in, day out in the office. It's a marathon. It's a hamster wheel of its own, trying to keep up with all of the financial news, the headlines, how it's affecting us, our bottom lines. One of the names that we have touted and spoken of for many, many years, CEO Warren Buffett, now retired CEO Warren Buffett. So Berkshire Hathaway actually recently held their annual meeting, and for the first time in 60 years, Warren Buffett was not on stage. He was just watching from the audience, like a regular audience member. CNBC later asked Mr. Buffett how he sees the stock market right now. And this is what Warren Buffett said.
I've compared the markets to a church with a casino attached, and people can move between the church and casino. And I would say there are more people in the church and more people in the casino, but the casino's gotten very attractive to people. It's gambling, just totally. So we've never had people in a more gambling mood than now, but that doesn't mean that investing is terrible.
So if the market mood is what Warren Buffett was saying there, it feels more like gambling than investing right now. What are the guardrails then that for the folks that you work with, people that are close to or are already in retirement, what kind of guardrails do you encourage people to have in place?
Yeah, great question. Only Warren Buffett could throw a church and a casino into the same sentence, right?
Right.
So we're praying and we're gambling at the same time. And, perhaps we should be praying. Gambling with our retirement? Certainly not. And
Right.
I think he's spot on here. AI, artificial intelligence, is having such a run.
Yeah.
The markets have been so resilient. If you look back to early 25, the markets were down almost 20%, or the S&P 500 was down almost 20%, and then boom, turned around and was up 17 to 18% at the end of 2025. And here we are, almost halfway through the year, and the market started off 2026 down in the hole for the most part, and then have been resilient again. And I think people see all these companies like Microsoft and the NVIDIAs and all these companies investing billions of dollars into AI and what this new world is probably going to look like, and hoping that these companies will just continue to grow and that the markets will continue to produce. And they will, but the markets and the economy doesn't go, straight up, right? Over a long period of time, the markets usually move up, of course, but throughout the year and every couple of years, usually you have a downturn or a correction or a pullback, right? And that's healthy and normal. And I think we've seen that lately, just people, just maybe betting a little bit too much on growth and positivity and everything. And we are positive and we are, I would say, bullish, but we're also cautiously optimistic. Don't forget, these are people's life savings that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, these people that we're working with, our clients, are all 60, 65 for the most part, 60 to 70 for the lion's share of our clients, and they're just about ready to retire or just have retired. They have the money that they need to have saved to last them the rest of their lives, and the last thing we want is a huge pullback. I mean, we've just worked our entire lives to get here. So being cautiously optimistic, putting those guardrails in, as you mentioned, is absolutely key. And for almost every client that we help here and that we get to work with in putting together a retirement plan, we do just that. And that is why a 60-40 to a 70-30 portfolio is so common for most retirees, because we need more growth, but we also want income. We need income. We want to be able to enjoy that 40 years of work that we just did and that money that we've saved and accumulated. So we just worked with a couple in their late 60s. They've got a home in Alexandria, and they have also got a home overseas as well, a vacation home, and they've got about $3 million saved. A 6 risk on our scale, again, that's at 60-40, 60% with a growth focus, 40% with an income focus. And they came to us with no plan, accounts scattered everywhere. We talk about that financial junk drawer, almost weekly here on the show.
Yeah.
Concerned with the international environment, having a home overseas, kind of being more in tune with that, and the current markets, right? So we helped them to consolidate. We helped them to streamline, put everything together, put that financial junk drawer together into a well thought out, actionable plan that could actually make sense of and use, right? So we spent our entire career saving and accumulating, and very few people know how to package that all together, put it together into a digestible plan that they can understand and then enjoy. Being a 60-40, we made sure that between 30 to 40% of their investments and life savings were protected, that they are invested a lot more conservatively than the money's in the market, so that when markets do pull back, we have safe dollars to go to for income, that our entire life savings isn't riding up and down with the market. I mean, most people wouldn't want that. Tactical management, proactive management on those assets in the market, hands-on versus a set it and forget it, right? Approach. And so they discovered all the pros and cons and how to put all this together, their life's work, in that initial portfolio X-ray and analysis. That is where a prospective client can come in, Heather, and really understand everything they've done to this point, the pros and cons of everything they've done over the last 40 years financially, the pros and cons of all that, so they understand where they are today and where they could be and should be headed down the road once they put together a phase 2 retirement distribution plan. That portfolio X-ray and analysis has been helpful for so many people to understand where they stand today. If you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more in investable assets that we can also help you with. We'd like to offer you the same complimentary portfolio X-ray and analysis that helped this couple from Alexandria, Virginia to have more clarity on this next phase. Complimentary.
All right. Speaking of clarity and convenience, there was a recent study done by Northwestern Mutual, Abe, saying that retirement planning comes down to just 3 questions. What's coming in, what's going out, and what have you saved? But is it really that simple, Abe? Could somebody actually plan a successful retirement with just those 3 numbers, or is there more to it?
What's coming in, what's going out, what have you saved? I would say that's a starting point to the conversation and the starting point to putting together a retirement income plan, right?
Yeah.
If you're considering retiring, you're wanting to know if you can retire, Those are the first things you need to know. Well,
Okay.
how much income is going to come in from everything that I've built, from Social Security, from pensions if you have one, from all of your investments, rental income, whatever it is. What am I spending? What's going out? Do I have a shortfall of income or a surplus of income? And what is the amount that you have saved? And how long will that likely last based on everything you want to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
In retirement.
Yep.
So that's a starting point. And in fact, that's the first thing we put together for a prospective client is a retirement income plan. We call it a roadmap. So someone can see, hey, here's where all of your income will come from. Here's what it will likely look like. Let's put that all together so you have a map to continue to follow, just like you would GPS in a car going to a destination. But on top of that, obviously, you have way more that's involved in a plan, Heather. Pension decisions, Social Security decisions, tax planning, healthcare planning, estate planning. I mean, the investments and the income is just 1 to 2 pieces of maybe 7 pieces in a comprehensive plan. We just worked with a gentleman recently in Fredericksburg, Virginia, $2 million saved, 60-40 allocation, 6 risk on our scale, early 60s, retired at around 62 to 63, former government, no income plan, but he did have Social Security, FERS government pension, and a TSP. And that's what a lot of former government and current government clients have is those tools. So he had the tools to retire. He was able to successfully retire and transition into retirement. But the main thing he wanted help on was the TSP. And while the TSP and 401ks are great accumulation tools, great tools and accounts to save and accumulate and invest money in, they're not fantastic tools for income and distribution. And wondering what to do with the TSP, how to get that to work for him, because he didn't want to wait until his 80s to enjoy his money. He wants to be out there enjoying his income and money now. A lot of people that we meet with in this area are asset rich, income poor. So was this gentleman. We put together a retirement income plan, a roadmap. It's the first thing we do with prospective clients. It's the first thing we did with him. We review that typically quarterly with our clients. That income plan, what's coming in, what's going out, what's saved, a plan for Social Security, taxes, estate planning, healthcare, the insurance, all of it in that retirement income plan. We want to offer you the same thing.
Abe, there was baffling is the only word to describe this article that's on marketwatch.com. A 71-year-old man, he wrote into an advice column, and this is what he said. He's retired. He's got $2.7 million in an IRA, $470,000 in stocks, a pension that pays him $4,000 a month. His Social Security is $4,000 a month. His house is paid off and worth $700,000. He even has a part-time job, and this man can't relax because he's worried he's going to run out of money. Abe Abich. What in the world? If somebody like this can't have confidence, what does it take then for somebody to be able to confidently spend in retirement that they're not afraid they're going to run out of money? How do you help people figure this out?
It's having an income plan, a phase 2 retirement distribution income focused plan.
Yeah.
That shows you how you can enjoy your hard-earned money in retirement. This gentleman obviously is still just focused on his investments. He's scared to touch the $3.2 million he has accumulated, even though his pension and Social Security covers all the bills, it sounds like. He's scared to touch his $3.2 million and he's 71. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Is that the retirement that you want to live if you're listening right now? Heck no, it's not. You want to be able to enjoy interest and income off of that $3.2 million. And what if he didn't care about passing any money on? I mean, he's 71 and single. He may not care at all about passing any money on, so he better get after it. He better find, and I hope he does, an income plan that can show him how to enjoy it. And that's what we're all about here at Abich Financial, and that's how we help clients. We're a phase 2 retirement distribution planning focused firm. We just worked with a lady out of Montgomery County, over $10 million saved. That $10 million was in less than 10 stocks. In other words, huge concentration risk. Can you imagine your entire life savings that you've worked for this lady now for over 50 years in about 5 to 7 companies? Well, what if something happens to 1 to 2 of those companies, and although they were big time companies that we've all heard of, man, that is a ton of risk. And so obviously we want diversification, but this lady was just so focused on the number, on the rate of return, on the companies, that she was scared to death about spending the money and enjoying it. And here she is also around 70 with $10 million saved. It's just kind of common sense, but without having a financial and retirement plan focused on income and distributions. We did a portfolio x-ray on all of her investments, kind of showed her what she had. She understood more about what she had. We showed her how she can make those assets last and enjoy income. See, people are looking, Heather, for continued growth, flexibility, and protection.
Right.
All in one plan, and that is extremely doable, and that can happen with the right type of plan and with the right firm. Those of you that are listening that are 55 years old and older, if you have $500,000 or more in investable assets we can help you with, we want to offer you the same portfolio x-ray on your 401k or TSP or 403b, your IRAs, your brokerage accounts, whatever you have saved and accumulated, so you can better understand what you have, if you can retire, when you can retire, and how to enjoy income from the money you've just worked 30 to 50 years to build. Complimentary.
Abe and his team, they are here to help you do that. So it's theretirementkey.com to start the conversation, or you can just click on the links we've got posted in the show notes.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich. To learn more about Abich Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.